Welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Essie Gasson-Edwards in for Junior Garcia. Here are some of the stories we have for you tonight. Governor discusses 2015 budget, St. Thomas man injured by gunfire, and local supermarket undergoes energy overhaul. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8.
TV8 News is brought to you by Total Excellium. More protection, more miles. Total, you know where to turn.
In tonight's top story, Governor John P. Young Jr. recently visited local talk radio show Straight Talk to discuss the submittal of his fiscal year 2015 budget.
Dealing with the FY 2014 budget, right? You're borrowing for that.
For 14,
For 14.
Correct.
And then you sent down the 15 budget.
Right.
Well, if that didn't give somebody indigestion down there, okay, and how that relates, yoo-hoo, to this issue, okay, because this is all intertwined. How are they going to justify if they have to raise revenues in the 2015 budget with this particular bill?
Oh, but they have to raise revenues in
Well, okay, but wait a minute.
budget.
They got this.
Yeah, they have to
Okay,
adjust it,
where
right.
are they going to get it from? Out there, all I'm saying to you, know where they're going to get it from? You.
Right.
Okay?
Sure. You know, today the financial team is meeting at the legislature, and I heard just a little bit of it. But one of the points that Debbie Gottlieb made in response to a question is that we have met with the senators over 8 times for the 14 budget. If you remember, when I sent it down and when they passed it, it was out of balance, and they said, we will deal with it.
Correct.
And we said, fine.
Well,
okay.
they waited for the cover over to come from Washington, which you succeeded on, okay?
Right, and I said in my State of the Territory, $70 million. But
Right.
even before I had my State of the Territory, we met with the senators.
Right.
At various times, they said,
Sure.
we're going to deal with it. Fine, we'll wait to deal. Because ultimately, only the Senate can deal with it. They're in charge of revenues.
Yeah, but you were waiting for them to deal with it.
course,
The problem,
because-
you know, is what, of course, and I understand you've also got to
Of course,
keep a
not because I'm
Well,
abdicating my responsibility, but
understand that.
the fact of the matter is, if
Hey.
I send something down, they will be so sensitive
Right.
that I'm sending something down to deal with either an expense reduction or a revenue increase. They're going to say, well, who's the governor to think that he can tell us to do these
Well,
things?
wait a
So what
minute.
I'm
That's
try-
certainly, then you do it, you say to them. For God's sakes, you come up with the ideas.
But that is why my thought was, fine, if that's the way you want to do it, I'm not in this to build my ego.
I
I'm in
understand.
this to find a consensus and find a solution. So let's meet.
Right.
There's some things you're not going to like I propose. There's some things I'm not going to like you propose. But we'll come to some agreement as opposed to me sending you a letter. Let's have a discussion.
Sure.
So we met with them over 8 or 9 times. It's when we finally got to May, middle of May, our budget was almost ready, and I said, this is ridiculous. I'm getting ready to send down the fiscal year 15 budget. We've not dealt with fiscal year 14, and so I'm setting a foundation for 15 when I don't even know where we're ending on 14. I'm not going to do that. And that's when I made the determination after our analysis, I'll go for the borrowing. That's the only way, because I refuse to do I refuse to do the layoffs,
Sure,
and I
yeah.
refuse to do
I
tax
understand.
increases.
All right.
So that's the way we're going to bridge it. Then what we're going to do is send down in the 15 budget. We're going to cut as much as we possibly can, but because we have survived on borrowings and our revenues are not increasing, we have to fill a gap. We have to fill a $57 million number.
gap, sure.
Again, rather than sending down how best to do it, because if I do it, all they will say is we're not going to do what he wants, we're going to change it. I said, we will work on the revenue and expenditure measures together.
Right.
I'm willing to take the heat. I'm not running for office again. And hopefully people understand, because I've made some unpopular decisions, some very unpopular decisions, that people understand I am making the best interests for the long term. So I'm willing to sit with you and make those tough decisions, but don't bring personal politics into this.
In more budget news, yesterday the governor's financial team informed the Senate Finance Committee of the harsh financial realities facing the territory. Education, by far the largest single department and budgetary expense, has a recommended 2015 general budget of $157.9 million through down $4.6 million from FY13. Including federal and non-appropriated funds, the budget projects $210 million for education this coming year. Office of Management and Budget Director Deborah Gottlieb led off the government's testimony, saying the administration was able to provide a balanced budget for the 2015 fiscal year by recommending the raising of additional revenues and further reducing government expenditures. The projected total VI government budget from all sources for FY15 is very close to last year at $1.1 billion, Gottlieb said. That includes $709.5 million from the general fund, $162.2 million of federal operating grants, $71.7 million of other appropriated funds, $63.2 million of other non-appropriated funds, and $134.5 million of non-governmental funds, Gottlieb said. New tonight, a St. Thomas man is fighting for his life after suffering multiple gunshot wounds overnight in what may have been an ambush. Melody Rames has more.
Police on St. Thomas are investigating a first-degree assault that occurred in the Altona and Wellsgunst area on June 17th. A 21-year-old male was injured in his upper body by gunshots. Police are seeking the suspects. On June 17th at about 10:20 p.m., police were on patrol in the Contant Knolls area when they heard gunshots. Officers traveled to the area and saw a vehicle that was over the embankment. Upon further inspection, officers saw what appeared to be bloodstains in and around the vehicle, as well as damage to the windshield and the body of the vehicle. Officers also observed bullet shell casings on the ground. However, no one was in the vehicle. At the same time, another police officer observed a vehicle with hazard lights flashing, traveling at a high rate of speed near the Schneider Regional Medical Center. The officer also went to the hospital, and he spoke to a male who said that he just took a gunshot victim to the hospital. The male told police that he was in his home when he heard a noise. He went outside, saw the wounded victim, and took him to the hospital for treatment. According to the medical staff, the victim had at least 3 wounds from gunfire on his face and both upper arms. This case is being followed up by the Criminal Investigation Bureau detectives, and police are urging anyone who has any information on this shooting to call detectives and tell them what they know. You can call detectives at 714-9834, 715-5522. You can call 911 or Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. Remember, you can also text USVI plus your message to crimes. That's 274637.
In other news, St. Croix's Foodtown supermarket recently installed a $250,000 solar power system to decrease the store's energy costs, receiving high praise from local energy officials. Virgin Islands energy officials are applauding the strategy behind the recent Foodtown supermarket project in La Grande Princesse, St. Croix. Foodtown put energy efficiency first and an alternative energy second, the perfect 1-2 punch, says Don Buchanan, VI Energy Office spokesman. The project does include a 100 kilowatt solar PV system. Foodtown invested $250,000 in it, and it will provide 30% of store's power. It will pay for itself in 3 years, but that was just the final step in a project which began a year and a half ago with talk through audit. Some important news for Central High School students. Report cards will be distributed to parents and guardians on Friday, June 20th from 1 to 3 p.m. at the St. Croix Educational Complex High School. Stay tuned for more news after this.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
And now here is Cynthia Graham with your nightly Caribbean report.
Thank you, Essie. There has been a real-life prison break in Haiti over the weekend. Law enforcement officials there are searching for 7 prisoners who escaped from a police station injuring a police officer in the process. Authorities say one of the prisoners had thrown a liquid in the face of the officer as the officer opened the cell door to attend to an inmate who had requested help. The officer was wounded as the prisoners sought to take his firearm during their escape on Saturday night. Authorities note that 3 other inmates who came to the officer's assistance had refused to flee the prison. The search for the escaped prisoners is ongoing. The problem of sexual abuse plaguing Barbados's youth is bringing together education officials who will discuss sexual abuse encountered by students during a 2-day symposium beginning tomorrow. Barbados's Ministry of Education, Science, Technology, and Innovation said the symposium, titled Student Victims of Sexual Abuse, will target over 100 principals, guidance counselors, senior teachers, education officers, and tutors, particularly those from the country's Erdeston Teachers Training College. Symposium organizers say there would be presentations on symptoms of sexual abuse in students and how to manage disclosure or suspicions of sexual abuse, among other topics. And finally tonight, Martinique has committed to contribute financially to a permanent memorial that will be erected at the United Nations in New York City in honor of the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade. The announcement came when the country's Tourism Authority Commissioner, Karaine Roy Camille, made an official visit to the United Nations earlier this month. Called the Arc of Return, the memorial was designed by Rodney Leon, an architect based in Manhattan and an American of Haitian descent. Roy Camille pledged a financial contribution towards its construction on behalf of the Martinique Regional Council and the people of Martinique. This has been tonight's Caribbean Report. I'm Cynthia Graham. We'll be back here tomorrow to bring you more news and views from in and around the Caribbean. Back to you, Essie.
Thank you, Cynthia. It's graduation season, and the Arthur A. Richards Junior High School recently held its commencement exercises.
So we did quite a few things, and I'm very proud of all of the students who worked really hard to make Arthur Richards shine. Parents, as your children move on to the next step, provide the guidance and focus they need to be successful. They will need you more than ever as they encounter challenges and have to make decisions that will impact their lives. So parents, stay with them. Don't say, okay, they're older, they cannot do it on their own. They need you. Promotees, congratulations and good luck as you move on to high school. I was talking with my daughter, and she said something. She said, be better than the best that you know.
Present our 2 top students, first and second honors, with a gift. I also want to acknowledge the fact that we have 2 boys, and we're always proud of our girls. Our girls always do really, really well, but it is so refreshing to have 2 young men who are not scared to be bright, who are not ashamed to be bright. And we need to continue to push our young men in this society to rise to the top. So congratulations to you guys. Ms. Parker and Ms. Ferguson are excellent, above and beyond employees. So we really want to congratulate them for the job that you guys do every year for Arthur Richards. Students, give them a big round of applause.
Today marks the beginning of your journey for you as a high school student. You have and will continue to have your own GPAs to be concerned with or proud of. And more importantly, you have your own story to tell. And whether or not your occurrences here were good or bad, there has been and forever will be something to learn from those experiences. You should all be very proud of yourselves. I am sure that you know at least one person who didn't quite make the cut. It is all too familiar, the many hardships and obstacles that may have stood in your way whilst on your journey to this destination. But whatever the case may be, you made it. And for that reason, and others alike, I urge you to stand and proudly give yourselves an outstanding round of applause.
Dijon Charles, Moisha Martin, Malika Pena, Selena Hernandez, Esther Wood, Naomi Papin, Christy Rosa.
Congratulations to all of the 2014 graduates across the territory. More news straight ahead.
This newscast has been sponsored by Mario's Virgin Crystal. Let us save you the hassle of lugging those jugs around. Purified bottled water conveniently delivered to your home or office. Also available in your favorite grocery store. Call 773-2810.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
Finally tonight, Channel 8 recently caught up with the 2014 Miss Virgin Islands Outstanding Teen winner, 15-year-old Serena Buganu, to discuss her big win and future plans. I'm Essie Gasson-Edwards for News Channel 8 here with the 2014 Miss Virgin Islands Outstanding Teen.
Hi, my name is Serena Buganu. Thank you for having me.
Serena, what school do you attend and what do you enjoy doing?
I go to the Good Hope Country Day School, and I enjoy singing, dancing, acting, doing photography, and creating my own artwork.
That's a mouthful. And with all of that, you also participate in the community. You have a platform, I understand. What is that?
My platform is Art Education in Schools. It's a bunch of us working together, like my friends and family, working together to raise awareness for the importance of art education in our schools in this community.
So Serena, I heard you're going to compete this summer. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, I leave on July 25th to August 3rd, and it's going to be 53 of us girls, plus Puerto Rico and myself, who are going to be vying for the title of Miss America Outstanding Teen. It's 3 nights of competition, and it's going to be consisting of personal interview, talent, competition, talent evening wear, and lifestyle and fitness.
Is this your first competition?
Yes, this is my first competition, in fact, because I never thought that I would run in pageants, but after being associated with the Miss America people and Miss Roker and her daughter Cherise, I've learned that it's not about the glitz and the glamour. It's more about, you know, raising money for college and making an impact in your community.
So what do you expect to gain from this entire experience?
Well, from this experience, I expect to gain how to be a girl, learning how to be a girl for sure, but I also I'm expecting to meet 52 other incredible girls who have been doing just as much as I have to, you know, make the world a better place.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Serena Buganu, 2014 Miss Virgin Islands Outstanding Teen. Your weather report is up next.
Your weather coming up next. Your weather.
And now it's time for your weather report.
Tonight, scattered showers, partly cloudy with a low around 76. East wind around 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. Thursday, scattered showers, mostly sunny with a high near 84. East wind around 14 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. Thursday night, scattered showers, partly cloudy with a low around 76. East wind around 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 40%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. On Friday, scattered showers, then showers likely, possibly a thunderstorm afternoon. Partly sunny with a high near 90. East wind around 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 70%. New rainfall amounts between a tenth and quarter of an inch, except higher amounts possible in thunderstorms. And on Friday night, scattered showers, mostly sunny with the low around 76. East wind around 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New rainfall amounts between a tenth and quarter of an inch possible. This is Cheryl Francis with your Channel 8 News Weather.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at WSVI-CH8 and follow us on Twitter at WSVI-TV News. And be sure to subscribe to Channel 8 on YouTube at WSVI-TV News Channel 8. Watch us on your computer, plus use the free Dish Anywhere app to DVR or see us anywhere in the world on your smartphone or tablet. And that concludes the news broadcast we have for you this evening. From all of us here at News Channel 8, we would like to wish the St. Croix Central High School graduates congratulations. Tonight is their graduation, and Complex is tomorrow evening. I'm Essie Gaston-Edwards in for Junior Garcia. World News is up next. Thank you for joining us, and good night.
TV8 News was brought to you by Total Excellium. More protection, more miles. Total. You know where to turn.